Okay, to move on to the next drawing sheet, the smokestack, we're first going to rename sheet 1, the drain body. And then we're going to hit this insert sheet button. And if you don't have this, you have to hit this button here to pull that menu out to add sheets. And we'll go ahead and rename this smokestack right away. All right, again, the example that I'm trying to recreate is this one right here. I've got a side view or front view, whatever you want to call it, of the smokestack. Kind of, from 4 different orthograph views, you're going to get the same view. So we started with that. We projected it up on paper to get the top view. This is what we call the third angle projection. When you go up, it rotates so the top is in view. And from there, we sliced it right in half with a section view. And so kind of looking at the layers of a cake, we sliced it, moved it to the right, and show the internal holes. This was modeled with a revolve, we did not use a counterbore hole modeling tool, so the hole note didn't work on the circles to kind of get the depth and stuff. So that's why we're slicing through, we're revealing the inside, and then we're using that to dimension or kind of communicate the depths of those holes. All right, so that's what we're trying to create. And so I'm going to insert smokestack. We'll see what view I get right here. I think it's a good one. Yep. Okay, so I'm going to set that about here. Automatically Onshape's changing to projection and auto selecting that one. We're going to go ahead and project up. I'm going to project again while the tool is on. I'm going to grab this as my base, go diagonally up and right to get my isometric. I'll turn off the project tool and I will shade the isometric. And now for the section view. Now this section view is very simple. The section view tool is right here. If you move my mouse over in the white, you see that it's a vertical line. In the section view menu, you have the choice between vertical, horizontal, or angular. I'm leaving it on vertical. And I want to simply click where my cursor is right in the middle. Now, sometimes Onshape doesn't kind of identify or pick the middle of your feature. And if that's happening, just hover over like the outer circle or one of those circles and then come back to the middle and it should recognize it. But all I'm going to do is click at the center. One click, that's it. Then I'm moving my mouse to the right. It's going to preview the section view. I'm going to click to place it. And I've created my views. Okay. Please know that the section name right here with the A's simply refers you back to the drawing to be able to find the cut line that is creating this view. If you had a drawing sheet where you had created more than one section view, you would want to have the name of this match up with the cut line. Okay, this can also be moved into a different position should it be getting in your way for adding dimensions. Okay, all right, so in this drawing sheet, I simply use the section view to basically dimension everything. Now, whether you think that's good or bad, it's just the example that I have and that I was going from. So I used the top of this section view to show this overall, what in the end is the height of the smokestack for us. But I kind of dimensioned these outer features above it, and then below I did the internal stuff. I used the bottom here as more of a baseline. So, going from the right to the left, the overall. Here is the height to that point, and then from here to here. Okay. The internal stuff right here. I used the top of the smokestack because I'm kind of thinking depth, so I'm going from here as a baseline or as a datum. So I'm grabbing that segment and then that point. That shows me the depth of the counterbore. And then I'm going to go from here to the bottom, and that shows me the depth of the pilot hole. All right, and then the last thing are what really are round features. And this is where the example probably is bad because I can see the round circles much better here, where in this view I can't. So, but our example, if I recreate it, right, it'd really be using the dimension on all these circles, right? So if somebody wants to do it that way, I think that's fine, if not better. But like I said, I'm just recreating an example that we had. This is an interesting thing to note though. When I grabbed those two sides to get that distance, Onshape is automatically detecting and realizing that's a cylindrical form, and it gives me the diameter symbol. So that's pretty cool. Okay, so then the diameter of this hole, and then from here to here, it did not add the diameter note for us. If we want to include that, I'll show you how to do that. And then from here to here. Now we're really stacking a lot of dimensions up, so you're going to need quite a bit of space to keep them from running into each other. But we do have quite a bit of room here, so I suggest maybe pulling that out and just making sure. Now, if you really had a drawing where you didn't have the room, you could start to stagger these and make that more reader friendly as well. On this side, I don't want to grab this diameter and pull it all the way through. There's just too much. It's just way simpler to leave it here on that side, right? But that is another diameter. So, and this, somehow I left those two close together. So let's pull that apart. So how would I go about adding the diameter symbol? Well, I'm going to double click on this, and then in front, I have the ability to type above, in front, behind, or below the number. So in front, and then right here I have a box where I can add symbols. So I can simply go add the diameter symbol. So you could do that on all those other ones. Don't do them on these sites though, right? Just the ones that really are cylinders. And kind of your last thing would be, just zooming out, making sure you've got kind of things where you want them. Spacing looks good, etc. And that is the essence of making the Smokestack drawing sheet.